And there you have it, people. Arsenal 2, Brighton 0. Finally, we break this Brighton curse at home. Brighton had some outstanding performances against us over the past few seasons, especially at home. We were able to make that right today. First off, when we talk about the lineup was unchanged from the Villa game the other day. We continued, and from the early off, you could see we were putting them under pressure. James Milner was at fullback today against Saka, and Saka did whatever he wanted against James Milner. The only thing you could say is, just like with the Villa game, we didn't have our shooting boots on. We did everything leading up to the final third, and then once we get into the box, chance after chance, half chance after half chance, we could not put anything in the back of the net. And then when we did put shots on target, their keeper was there to save, or their back line was able to block. Martinelli didn't see as much of the ball in the first half as Saka did against their fullback, but he did go off from an injury. They made a substitution. They put the youngster on, and we go into halftime 0-0. You could almost say it was a snooze fest, the way we were playing, because it was all one-way traffic. Brighton barely saw any of the ball. Our center backs were comfortable against Ferguson. Come out of halftime, and it was more of the same. We dominate the ball. We couldn't finish until we got a set piece, and off of a corner, poor clearance by Brighton. Gabriel Jesus, who's wide open at the far post, heads the ball into the net. At this point, De Zerbi is proactive. He sees that his team isn't offering nothing. He goes for a triple change. He takes off Ferguson, he takes off Lallana, he takes off Milner. Brighton start to grow into the game, but again, they're not hurting us. They're just getting more possession in the midfield. Martin Odegaard, who's celebrating a birthday, did everything he could today to score, to get a goal, and you almost have to ask, how did he not score today? The amount of great positions he got himself into. I remember there was one shot where he fired it at the keeper from close range, and the keeper kept it out with one hand. He did everything today, but just could not score. The amount of shots he taken. There was even one passage of play where he dribbled past two players where they thought that they had him dead to rights, and he was able to get out of that position. What he did today is what makes him such a frustrating player, where he has all the skills, he has all the talent, and then when you least expect it, or maybe when you really need him in the bigger games, he disappears. He doesn't show this type of drive and passion. His skill, his ability, these are the things that you ask of him to show all the time, because you see in these types of games he has this ability. And you just ask him to just do more of it. That's how he'll be able to rise to upper higher levels of performance, and he could raise his levels to where it needs to be, because you see that he has it. He just has to unlock it a bit more. That's all we ask. Brighton, who barely had any chances. Matoma gets behind Ben White, fires the ball into the box. Pascal Gross from close range just misses the corner of the goal, puts it out. You say we dodged a bullet there because we were there for the taking. And 1-0 is a dangerous scoreline. And just as you say that, a few moments later, on a counterattack, Eddie gets the ball from some great movement from Trossard, who finds Odegaard, who then finds Eddie on the break, who lays a beautiful pass off to Havertz, who's bursting into the box. He makes it 2-0, and at that point, it was game over. We did what we needed to do. We won the game. We made things right after the Villa game. Speaking about Villa did beat Brentford in a contentious match where they came back from 1-0 down to win 2-1. So we put pressure on Liverpool. Villa put pressure on Liverpool. Even though we know Liverpool is playing Manchester United in a few moments, everything is pointing to a formality. Liverpool is going to win that game. And with City dropping points yesterday against Crystal Palace, you got to get as much points as we can early on, especially with City going to the Club World Cup and is going to be away for at least a month. These are the times to get the points on the board, especially against a dangerous opponent like Man City, who can claw back in the second half of the season. They showed it last year. We play Liverpool next week at Anfield. Anfield's a tough place for us. We haven't won there in a while. We had our biggest chance last season, especially when we were up 2-0. When it was 2-2, Martinelli and Saka on the break. Martinelli could not pass the ball to Saka to beat them late. Let's hope we could do something this time. Let's hope we could do something this time. Because we can't count on Manchester United to do anything for us. You know what position they're in. So you just expect Liverpool to regain the lead at the top of the league. They have a tough midweek game against West Ham in the Cup. Let's hope with them playing these fixtures and us having a whole week off, we could do something special. Have to give Declan Rice a shout out. He was a warrior today. He did whatever he wanted in that midfield. He, in my opinion, was the man of the match. See you guys in the next one.